feel like I'm a good person, but I would not waste time trying to prove it to you or to anybody. If you don't see that my goodness, that's on you.
The most famous reindeer of all, Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer, had a very shy.
Hi, welcome back to my channel. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. To my returning subscriber, thank you for always sticking by, and if you're new here, welcome. My name is Kachy and you're welcome to Key Talk. So today I'd like to talk about how abuse has eaten so deep into people's existence that it's very hard for other people to not drop one or two opinion about what they think about what someone that went through abuse faced, or the trauma that is left with it for them to face for the rest of their lives. Like, what I'm trying to say is, there are lots of people that have been in a toxic relationship, there are lots of people that have been in a toxic marriage, there are lots of people that are in a toxic friendship. So when they go through all this abuse and then there's someone ready to come out from it, the society just comes with so much criticism, as in the aftermath of the abuse is even more than the abuse, and it's really bad. I feel we should be easy with judgments, how we throw judgments at people that have been through trauma or people that have been through abuse, either in-laws abuse, toxic in-laws, relationship abuse, friendship abuse, even family, because family does the worst these days. So sometimes the aftermath of the abuse is even more than the abuse, and that is even the most painful part, because your defense mechanism is lowered when the society continues attacking you and giving you all front, back, center. They don't even want to hear your opinion. For example, you left your toxic marriage and then the society comes with a woman is the sole builder of the marriage, or the woman is supposed to build her home, a good woman builds her home, a good woman. They start criticizing you, and then forgetting that the law of nature says it takes two to tango. They don't even want to know if you're the one that is putting all the works and the other person is not even putting half of it. They don't even know. That one is none of their business. What they know is that the woman is supposed to be the one to hold the house together. What about if you're up here and the person that you're trying to drag up here is dragging you down? They don't even look at it like that, that it's not balanced. It's supposed to be like this. It's supposed to be two come together to help each other grow. They said, you water me, I water you, we grow together. That's how it's supposed to be, and not one person trying to drag the other person down to the bottom. Can we even talk about how you are left with so much opinions and reactions and judgment from others? There are a number of painful experiences after abuse in relation to how others react to us. Opinions such as, you shouldn't have left, you shouldn't have left. Somebody wants to kill me, you say I should stay. Okay. The other one is, you should have stayed for the kids' sake. That's if you have any at all. I should stay because of my kids. And you hear some women saying things like, I'm still in the marriage because of my kids. My dear, the kids will grow old. You see that little baby that you're carrying that is touching your knees, the baby will grow old that you won't even be able to carry them anymore, and they will get married, they will face their own life, but then you're 6 feet under. So which would you prefer? Would you prefer to live with your kids, or you stay because of your kids, and then when the man punctures your spine or breaks your spinal cord, that's when you now feel like, okay, I think I've had enough? No, I think you should leave when it's still early. For example, maybe you're preventing child contacts with your spouse because of your mental health or because of the bitterness you went through in the hands of the abuser. So you don't want them to have contact with your kids. The inability of the abuse to convert, and then society comes at you and saying, why would you take your kids? Why would you prevent your kids from seeing the father? After all, they paid your bride price, meaning he owns you. He owns you. He owns you. Okay, he owns you. Because the last time I checked, nobody owns anybody. You just pay the bride price, and if it's not working, my dear, return it. Don't come and kill yourself because of you want to please society. Society will move on. Anything that happens to you today, in the next how many days or week, the society will move on. Trust me. They will mourn you for the men. Self don't even mourn people like that anymore. Like, people of the world don't want people like that anymore, and it's because as you're dying, other people are giving birth, and the population is still increasing. So why kill yourself because of an abuse? And this regards to friendship, relationship. It's not just marriage, it's not just relationship, it regards to friendship too. I've had my own share when it comes to abuse, when it comes to friendship, and I think I've had enough. So I had to just lay back and move away, because it's as if you're always the one giving and giving and giving, and it's not, they're not reciprocating the love, they're not showing back what you're giving. It's as if you're always the one giving, and it's draining, because and even you're reciprocating it, it's making you feel like, okay, you're not doing too much. Because when you try to do too much, people seem to think you're desperate, but maybe that's not the case for you. And then people shame you for how you responded. For example, maybe a toxic man is beating you, always beating you, and then one day you finally decided to leave, and society seem to think you're a bad woman or you're a bad person because you decided to leave. Even say that, I can't even remember, but I'm sure you guys understand what I'm saying. He who lives a battle today to fight another day will live for another day, something like that. You can't eat your cake and have it. If the person that you so much cherish is abusing you, I think it's just best to leave for your mental health, even though the society will deem you as unfit and maybe not marriageable material, or a divorcee, or you're not fit for a relationship, and all those negative evil terms, they will just tag you it. I feel your mental health is important, and you should just leave. It's just like a man marrying another wife when a woman doesn't want it. For example, let's say should I use you like Edochie as a case study? I don't really think I should, because the wife is still with the husband, yes, but her mental health is important, and you can see she's glowing. Like, she doesn't want to be numbered. Like she said, she doesn't want to be numbered. She wants to be the only wife. I feel she's right in her own. She's right to make her decision. After all, when you people started how many years ago, you didn't tell her you were going to marry a second wife. No, now that everything is going on for you, and then you feel like you can marry a second wife. If it's something you want to do, I'm not going to stop you. You can do what you want to do, but I'm not going to be numbered. You cannot come and add me to the number. You cannot name me number 1 or number 2. I am number 1, 001, period. I'm going to say I'm sorry for the way people reacted to you, on how you left. Okay, let me just read this. I'm so sorry you had to live through people's opinion or judgment of how you coped. It's not really a reflection of who you are, it's a reflection of them. And remember, it actually takes 2 to tango. So if 2 people want something to work, they will actually put in the effort, and not one person putting all the effort and the other person is actually dragging the person down. It doesn't work that way. It takes 2 to tango. You water me, I water you, we grow together. That's how it's supposed to be. So what are the aftermaths of you leaving an abusive relationship, or an abusive friendship, an abusive environment, or anything that you feel is abusing you? What are the aftermaths? Okay, 1, I would say aftermath is so isolating too, especially if you finally decide to have courage to say no, you're not going to take this, or maybe you state your boundaries. You are met with so much heat from the other side. You are met with so much heat from other people and the society. Sometimes the aftermath is even more cruel than the actual abuse. The aftermath of what people are going to say. You see this term, what are people going to say when you try to leave a friendship? Or what are people going to say when you're trying to leave a marriage? What are people going to say? Were they there when he was using you as a punching bag? Were they there when the other friend was trying to be the one calling and trying to do all the checkup on and everything, and the other one is just like, I'm busy, I'm so much excuses, and it's piling up and it's piling up. They were not there, and then you feel like you've had enough, and then society comes at you and saying you're the bad person, you're the toxic person, every other person favors this person, and you're the opposite. My dear, it's none of your business. It's about your mental health. If you feel it's not working, please go, leave. Truth is, I thought I had friends. I thought I had friends on my corner. I thought I had people that genuinely liked me. I thought I had people that I'll actually call my own circle, my own people. But then I realized that the reverse was the case, because while I was hyping my friends, while I was making them my all and all, while I was putting them at front, while I was always trying to be there for them. It was looking as if I was trying to patronize them. It was looking as if I was trying to be a people pleaser, and I just felt, okay, I think I'm doing too much here. I think I'm being the one calling. I think I'm being the one putting all the good works. I think I'm all the one trying to make this shit work, and it's not working. And I think I'm just going to step back a bit and analyze the situation. And if it doesn't change, then I'll just take a walk. I've been in a friendship for 6 years, yeah. I've been in a friendship for like 6 years, and it's always as if I'm the one putting all the work. I'm always the one checking up on the person. I'm always the one trying to make sure we're good, make sure we're fine. When are we hanging out? When are we doing this? When are we doing this? And then whenever it's my turn, like whenever it's supposed to be you doing your own part, it always comes with lots of excuses. So at a point, I just sat down back, I analyzed the whole thing, and I felt like, no, this thing is not, it's not working. This thing is not what I want. Like, you should be able to put 50 while I put 50, so that it will come to terms with 100, and not me putting 70 and then you're putting 10. So where is the other one? Who is supposed to fill in those other gaps? Is it still me? That means you want me to exceed that my 70 to probably 80, and then you're with 10 or 20. It's not going to work that way. We have to come to terms with a balance. And then when such happens, and I probably step back or I take a walk and I'm like, okay, I'm not doing this anymore. I think I'm putting all the works, and you're not ready to work towards this friendship. And I just stay back a bit. And months later, the person comes back and be like, I'm sorry. And me, I don't really have problem like that. I will just say, okay, no problem, but you have to put in the work too. I can't be the only one doing. And then again, maybe we reconcile, and then again it happens again, and then again it happens again, and then again it happens again. And for the past 4 years it has been happening. Same thing. I'm always tired of it. I step back, you come beg me. You always the one coming to beg. Have you sat down to analyze or ask yourself, why are you the one coming to beg? Why are you the one trying to tell the person that you're always sorry? What are you sorry about? Like, I'm saying this thing you're doing is hurting me, and instead of you to put in the work, you're always keeping calm about it. And then when I feel like I've had enough, you will now come and start saying you're sorry. Let's go back to the way we were before. You miss me. You miss me? Do you miss me? Or you just want me as your doormat? Do you really miss me? Or you just want me to be around the corner, that whenever you need an advisor or whenever you need someone to go to, a go-to person, you come to me? Is that what I'm there for? That means you don't really like me for me. That means you just like me because of the purpose I'm serving in your life. I thought I had friends, but it's obvious that I really did not. Yeah, I do. I'm talking about the other friends that I lost. Thought I had them. Truth is, I've moved on. But as much as time goes by, it's more painful. Yeah, because I'm not talking to them, but I wouldn't change anything right now. I wouldn't change anything, because I wouldn't want to be in that situation where I have to question my sanity, where I have to question myself if I'm doing too much, if I'm not doing enough. I feel like I'm a good person, but I would not waste time trying to prove it to you or to anybody. If you don't see that my goodness, that's on you. I feel like I'm a good person, but I would not waste time trying to prove it to you or to anybody. If you don't see that my goodness, that's on you. I wouldn't want to change my personality. I wouldn't want to compromise myself trying to please other people, because at the end of the day, it doesn't end well. My favorite comment is, why didn't you just leave? Well, sis, sit down, let me give you a rundown. Sit down, have a seat, let me give you the gist. I think my way of handling things is by not talking about it. I think that's my own defense mechanism. That's the way I try to protect my sanity. That's the way I try to protect my mental health. That's the way I try to protect myself from saying too much. Because sometimes when you say too much, you overspill. So sometimes I just sit back, relax, analyze the situation, analyze if I'm wrong, if I'm right. Then if I truly search my heart and I feel like, okay, this thing I did is actually right, I'll just stay back. I'll just be laid back and see if you would realize that my withdrawal method, or the withdrawal method I applied, if you actually notice it. And if you actually notice it, okay, fine, good. I feel you should still come to me and tell me, Kachy, this is what I'm doing that you don't like, or recently you've laid back, recently you're not talking and everything, then I'll not tell you, okay, come, let's talk about this is how I feel about this is how I feel about it. But if you feel like you're not interested in listening to my own part of, then everybody will stay on their own, because I cannot come and start patronizing anybody like, girl, bye. So I think that's my way of handling things. Everybody has a way of handling things. Some people talk about it, but some people, to me, I feel I lay back, I just analyze the situation and look at it from different angle and come in terms with a conclusion that, is it worth it? Is what I'm doing right? Is what I'm doing wrong? Am I on the right track? You ask yourself those questions. I actually do ask myself those questions, because I'm not quick to pass judgment on anybody. I try to critically analyze every situation before divulging or giving myself or indulging myself in it. I try to sit back and relax and know the situation and weigh it from different angles before coming to a conclusion or what is going to favor me. Because at the end of the day, you have to do what makes you happy. Thank you for listening to my pep talk. I'm just going to leave this behind for people that are trying to question their sanity, or people that feels like maybe they are doing something wrong or they are on the wrong track. I'm going to say this: please forgive yourself for viewing someone's lack of reciprocation of your love as a challenge to convince them that you are of worth or you're worth it. That someone is not really reciprocating to how you feel about them, or the energy you're giving to them doesn't depreciate or limit you to anything. That somebody doesn't see your goodness doesn't mean that you're not a good person. That somebody doesn't reciprocate it and show back the affection that you're putting in doesn't mean you're a bad person, or doesn't mean you're not putting enough. Sometimes it's not really about you, it's about them. Even if everybody would say you're not a good person, you tell yourself, you look at yourself in the mirror and tell yourself, I'm a good person, so every other person's opinion doesn't really matter. That way, I think you live through another day and not go into depression or mental health issues. So thank you for coming to my pep talk. I hope with this few knowledge of mine, I'm able to convince and not to confuse anybody that is going through any toxic relationship, any toxic friendship, any toxic marriage, anything toxic, in-laws and the rest. Just be calm with yourself, and if it's something that would make you happy, do it. If living will make you happy, do it. If staying will make you happy, that's on you. You just have to analyze the situation and know the right thing for you to do at the right time. So guys, thank you for watching, and Merry Christmas in advance. I'll see you on my next one. Bye.